Okay, so we got a great comment from Avon D 4444, who says, I find your videos very helpful. Could you do a video about passaggio or mixed voice, or which exercises do you do for passaggio, for baritone voice? Absolutely. Yeah, let's talk about that. So what is mixed voice? What is passaggio? They're two slightly different things. So passaggio is any time the register changes to like another resonance place, is like essentially all it is. Depending on where you are in your register, this is true for men and women, it vibrates sympathetically with different parts of your physiology. So where is it going to vibrate optimally, and where that change happens, that's the passaggio, which is just Italian for passage. And the big one for men is the break between the chest voice and the head voice, yeah, which is usually around E flat, E, F, and for tenor it can be F sharp even. It's probably not so much E flat actually. E flat is kind of D and E flat for baritones is where mix starts to happen. So, I'm starting to feel like a slight tickle at that soft palate area, and then by F, it's thoroughly in there, and even E, it's in there. Ha ha ha. What's happening is like I'm starting to find more resonance in here, and I can physically feel it because there are nerve endings at your soft palate and your uvula area, so you can feel where air touches and vibration happens. So how do you negotiate that? Okay, well, also let's talk about mixed voice. Sorry, mixed voice is not really something I use. I do sing in falsetto. Essentially, mixed voice is just reinforced falsetto. So, you know, I have to find my falsetto first. Okay, no falsetto. Not today. It's a little easier, higher. Like I said, it's not really something I do. It's more a thing that tenors I find do. They mix that falsetto with the sort of turned head voice, whatever you want to call that, cupo cover sound. This if you're that would be mixed. A sort of what you would call a reinforced falsetto, where you can get a little bit more meat on the falsetto. And I'm not very good at this. Unfortunately, I work on my falsetto a lot, and it has helped me a lot, but I don't have a naturally very good falsetto. I think it's just, I don't know what it is, like arrangement of my chords or something like that. Just, I don't have the ability really to put any kind of meat on my falsetto, but that would be mixed voice. And I have some tenor colleagues that I've talked to about this, and for tenors it's just a lot easier because they have a better facility to the top. Their chords are a little shorter maybe. So yeah, so it really works better for tenors, or maybe even in your middle voice. You hear that little flip right there? That's putting a little bit of like chest voice, like full voice more or less, in that place of falsetto, which actually is a really, really useful exercise. It's extremely helpful. It's very valuable to do that. What's great about the falsetto is it really is naturally in the right place, even if chords are not engaged in the same way. The placement of the falsetto and the fact that it gets you in a position of release is extremely good. Extremely good. And I might have talked about this in one of my other videos, but it activates the cracothyroid, which are the muscles, maybe cartilage. Again, I have not looked this up. I swear to God, I will look this up. We'll do it today. I'll put it on the agenda. But basically, the mechanism responsible for lengthening the chords. And that's really what you want. You want that stretch happening. What I hear a lot of lower voices do, they do one of two things. So sometimes the turn can happen through pressure, through I guess it would be subglottal pressure from underneath, or would it be from above? Anyway, Probably both, but you can use muscles of, and you shouldn't do this, by the way, but I hear this. A lot of basses do this kind of like, you know, going to the top. Oh, 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 where they're putting pressure using the tongue and muscles of the larynx and the throat. I think it's primarily tongue to get a depressed larynx and give you a little bit of laryngeal stability, and you get like a nice kind of like masculine sound. But the problem with that is that it's weighty. It's weighty. It puts a lot of pressure on the chords, which can damage your chords over time. It'll limit the amount of flexibility you have. So it'll actually reduce your top, your extension to the top. So it's better. It's really much better to work with that idea of falsetto. Let's find it on a note I can actually hit. And what I'm trying to do, you hear it cracking, but what I'm trying to do is through the falsetto, I'm trying to feel where that place is, where the falsetto wants to go, because the falsetto just kind of finds its place naturally, and it's good. It's actually really, really good. And then you try to connect the real voice to that. What my teacher would say, he would say, think of vocal fry in your falsetto. You know what vocal fry is? This, and all this is, it's just chords, just vibrating. And you're using a little bit muscles of the larynx. So let that falsetto guide you, and then try to bring that into the full voice. You can do that. What I like to do, and my favorite exercise, the one other thing. So the other thing that I often hear a lot, they will just go straight out the mouth with it. And this is actually very natural. So as you go up, natural voices will like sing very forward already. It's kind of the natural way to sing anyway. If you've got any kind of voice and you've not had any training, you and that's like belting or something like that, and that's actually good. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like healthy sound. It's much better than the reverse. It's much better than going backwards with the sound, which is, again, it's like, it's kind of attractive in a way. You're like, ooh, it sounds so masculine and cool and whatever. Depending on your personality, it might appeal to you. I have to admit, full disclosure, it appealed to me for a while. I went to the dark side, as I like to say. But better to go to the light side, to the forward and bright and high, falsetto kind of place, which is more forward, it's brighter, and it's higher. It physiologically goes to a higher place in your instrument, let's say. So that's the other thing I hear. I hear a lot of like professional singers who don't know how to negotiate the top, and so they'll be like, like right out the mouth at the top, versus and all I'm doing, it basically is the same fundamental. Like the chords are the same. You're still creating that nice stretch. It's a nice frontal tone. It carries. It's bright. Whatever. All I'm doing is I am catching the sound. I'm giving a little lift. With the palate. So it's like this. It's position of and this is cover. This is healthy cover. Yeah, we're not making something happen. We're finding something. We're finding something physiological. We are guiding the breath and the air and the energy and blah. The voice is going up and into this way. And all we're doing is we're engaging muscles in here. Can you hear that? This may be hard to demonstrate without actually showing you, but I have lifted my palate. This idea of messa di voce. I take my breath and I maintain that. Yeah. This is my singing position for classical singing. Yeah. For classical singing. I mean, for like speech level, Broadway, pop singing, whatever, different. You can have a different approach for that. But this is classical singing. Yeah. We're maximizing that chiaro scuro effect, the light dark. Yeah. Chiaro. Scuro. Yeah. And we're finding space back there, and that space gives it that nice dark, warm quality, while at the same time you have the freedom, of tone to create that bright, angelic, those overtones, those beautiful partials that you hear in like really, really extremely good classical singers like Pavarotti and Leontyne Price and Ezio or what's his name? Bastianini, Ettore Bastianini, one of my favorite baritones. So there you go. So that's kind of what I do. As far as exercises go, it's there's a lot you can do. Like I said, the falsetto is really good to work on. Any scale at all will do, like a 5-note scale. So you start soft, you go into that falsetto, and you discover, you explore, let's say, where is meeting point between falsetto and full voice. And you go loud and soft and just kind of feel where that happens. And again, if you can really smooth out that transition between the falsetto and the full voice, good for you. As you know, I am not like amazing with the falsetto, but it's always very, very valuable to practice it. So you can do that, any scale at all, whatever you like. And then the other thing I like to do is humming. So humming with idea of M, or NG, so like ing, like the ing sound, sing, or singing, and that's very, very good because actually what happens there is the back of tongue touches uvula and soft palate. Can you see that? Yeah, and so you can do sirens, you can do scales, whatever, with that position. And what you're really doing is you're activating, again, that sort of back of the mouth position that's also high. Yeah, because where is the voice going for the cover when you go into that other register, when you go through the passaggio, is it's going behind your soft palate a little bit. You're catching sound, you're catching air, ha, 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 in what my teacher would call the second mouse, because she was Russian and she didn't say mouth with a th sound, mouth, second mouth. Yeah, or second mouse. Let's just say second mouse, because it's an opening. Yeah, it's an opening, just like your mouth, just like here, right? And so instead of sound coming straight out your mouth, it's also going into your second mouth. Yeah, the opening behind your soft palate, between the back of your throat and the soft palate. There's like a little opening in there, and you can guide with position of tongue, with lift of the soft palate. You can guide air, sound, energy this way. And so if you can truly access that, and this can be, as free as possible with the right amount of pressure, and I know it sounds complicated, but it's really not that complicated. It takes a ton of practice, but the mechanics itself are not really that complicated. If you can do that, then there is no passaggio. There is no passaggio, and that is the goal. You have one approach from bottom to top. It will change your sensations, your perception of your voice will change because, like I said, physiologically, things are vibrating optimally at different places in your anatomy, yeah? But you're letting that happen, and the approach is always the same. So there you go. I hope it helps. Yes, I do give private lessons. You can get in touch via email in my profile description there. And happy to discuss. We can have a quick little, what do you call that? A consultation, if you like. Yeah, it's my pleasure to make these videos. So like and subscribe if you want to see more, and get in touch with the email if you want to talk to me privately. All right. Cheers, guys.